Hi Leo, I love you, honey. Yes, you hear some back noise. We like fans around here. Not everybody stays. Let's see, but not everybody goes either. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Leo. So we're going to do an ancestor reading for you and your external persons. This person is going to be reflected to the one that's most on your mind. In love, we're going to pull the romance angels. So, Leo, somebody wanted to know, can you do a love reading? Yes, we will do a love reading for Leo. Holy angels, Holy spirits, to the divine above, angels and ancestor gods, what can Leo know? So if your ancestors wanted to talk to you about something today, what would it be? Insecure, it did come in reverse. Furious. Ooh. The external energy, most on Leo's mind. Emperor. Passionate. Oh. Well, external energy ancestors. What would they say to this person when it comes to them? Feisty. Ignore the feistiness. Your ancestors don't want neither one of you to be upset with each other. What do they want to talk about them when it comes to you? It's no in reverse. So what's no in reverse? It's the answer yes. So they're saying that you think it's not, but it is. Intuitive. These ancestors want them to listen to their intuition more. Not insecure, but furious. They don't, okay, so your internal ancestors, Leo, don't want you to be furious because someone here is insecure. They haven't learned that lesson yet. Maybe through you they will. Let's pull the Celestial Oracle today. Leo. So, what's the conversation? Not being insecure, but furious. What is the conversation? What do they want to talk to Leo about? Not being furious. The moon dust. Magical moonbeams heal your soul. The dust shows divine eyes where to go. They're telling you not to worry about it. Aquarius energy. Dreamy, rebellious. Not to worry about something that's being rebellious. Someone that is rebellious. Because later on, your enlightenment is going to bring them out of the rebellion. So they see you not reflecting on yourself right now. It looks like you got some energy saved up to help someone else. Yeah. The sun. Happiness, bliss, naked baby on a pony. Every moment has a purpose and a beauty of its own. And you are about to see the light shine on the places that you have outgrown. For example, you tried to help someone in a situation. You did the best you could with what you had. And so you just left because it did you no more good. There was nothing else you could do there. So your ancestors are telling you, don't be furious of someone being insecure because they just haven't learned it yet. Well, what is the resilience and the rebellious that they want to talk to you about, Leo? Release your ex. It is safe for you to love. Free yourself. I want you to free yourself from your exes for good. Not allowing your exes a pathway in. This might actually be someone new. Someone you haven't actually hooked up with yet. Take your emotions out of it and you'll see it more clearly. You'll clear out the emotional confusion. You know how? Because you're going to find that one cup. Let your soul guide the way, not your feet or your mouth. Is what they're saying. What is the external? Let's do the external energy here. Clarifying without emotion. The external, they're no longer waiting. They're reassessing. They're making adjustments, setting goals, and defining their purpose. Wow. 7 wands to be able to make a stand and face it head on. So your ancestors are telling you, you might be feeling the energy. This might actually be your divine counterpart if you're feeling mirrored. They're telling you not to worry about it. Everything's going to be okay. Just correct the energy on your end, the Hierophant. They want you to manifest, law of attraction kind of manifestation, because those manifestations, there is no in between. Either you screw it up or you make it right. And that's a fact. What they want to talk to you about this external energy, passionate and emperor. This is a very passionate, interesting emperor. Passionate is the Ace of Wands. Internal energy could be the feminine. External could be the masculine. That's the secret. Giving them a secret perspective on emotions through the eclipse, the phase of darkness. You were the only one there to help them in the darkness. Beams of ascension, light codes of awakening, breaking old paradigms. Yep, through the radiant times. Every moment had a purpose. You arrived at the right time for this person. You arrived just at the right time for this person. You were the hidden eclipse. Pisces, you know, it's very secretive emotionally. Why are they emotionally secret towards Leo? Love yourself first. Religious factors. They know you have a rule. You have a rule that they have to find love within themselves before they can find love with you. A wedding. My gosh. How do they think about this rule? King of Pentacles, Taurus energy, they're ready to follow through. As a challenge, conflict and drama, competition, strife and jealousy, a strategic thought of the Queen of Cups. This is a masculine that will follow through because he sees this feminine coming in unconditional, lovingly, challenging his mind internally. This could also be a challenge for the King of Pentacles to follow through with it. So let's ask, why would it be a challenge? The masculine, he could have jealous people in his surroundings. So who is the King of Wands? The King of Pentacles? The Hangman. A different perspective on support of a new beginning. They're not going to help him. Queen of Swords is in reverse. That's a karmic. King of Wands. So through whatever he followed through with, yeah, it's been a challenge, but it's also going to show him where his throne's at. 9 Cups. Emotionally content with the Empress. Oh my goodness. 10 Wands. Yeah, it weighs heavy. King of Pentacles. Because once he starts, he has to follow through forever till death do them part. It's just the way the law abides. Once you know, you know. He also might have a problem with the religious factors of the divine feminine. But why would he have a problem with it? Let's clarify with this. Why would he have a problem with her interests? Fertility, ancient activation, allow for ancestors to assist and assist you, because he knows that whatever he hides won't be hidden from her. He knows that if he goes to the store and says he's going to be gone 5 minutes and gone 7 days, she's going to have his shit at the mailbox. That's why. Once he signs the dotted line spiritually, he will not ever be able to be on anybody else's paper. That's a fact. So what these external ancestors want to talk to your person about is ignore the feistiness. So, what is this to Leo's person? Inspired. Divine inspiration comes in an instant and was created to last beyond the infinite. You come into this person's life at the right time. You flip the bulb on. Transformation, illumination. Spread your wings and rise into the dark, stormy skies. Trust your inner knowing and see the sun rise. The Lion Master. You got the lion there, my love. Manifesting Master. A good or a bad. Regal strength. Leo, you could be this person's worst enemy or the best fucking friend. That's just how it come out right here. It's just how it come out right here. What are they telling them about this person? Deception. Do not be deceptive. Do not be deceitful. Do not be sneaking around. Let go of those control issues and keep an open mind. What does this person need to keep an open mind more about? The paths that they choose of interest. They need to shadow work. Analyze independently. It's an independent analyzation. It's not a conference call. They also want this person to wait until they do reflect on their interests. Wait until they do some shadow work. And doing shadow work, you have the star and the lantern. Hope, faith, balance, renewal with the Empress. My goodness. What is one thing exactly that these ancestors will want this person to have in the star? What should they be shadow working on? Seven Swords. All that deception, all of that deceit, cowardness, false pretenses, sneaking, betrayal, getting away with things, self-interest. Four Swords. Need to block it out. Need to block out all the deception. Knight of Swords. Anybody that would interfere in argumentative or be in immature arguments. Arguments that ain't going to go nowhere in the first place. So, that's what these ancestors want this person to do. Ignore the immature arguments that aren't going anywhere. That is going to allow your transformation to be illuminated and give you inspiration on the path of interest after you shadow work. You know, after you do good 2 weeks of shadow work, you're not going to be the same person you was. You're going to change a lot. Because a lot's going to change you. That's fact. So what do these ancestors want to talk to them, Leo, when it comes to you? No was in reverse, which means that says yes. Intuitive. They think you're not intuitive, but yes, you are. And here's this card. We haven't had this bundle for a long time just because of this one card. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. The layers are in reverse. Shedding outgrown aspects. Not being able to shed the skin. Because of the cord cutting. You cannot cut the cord. You can bend it, you can twist it, you can bite it, you can burn it, but you cannot fucking cut it. It is a silver lining of your soul to this universe. The only way for you to cut this cord is for you to die. And then it disconnects from your umbilical cord and it goes back to the universe. That's what the cord you're cutting. The cord you cut before the government put that black ink on your feet. You can't cut it. You can disrupt it, but you can't cut it. And that's coming through Saturn, Capricorn energy, karma, order, structure, hard work. Somebody tried. They're getting karma for it. Oh my gosh. Through the 12th house. Seeing what's hidden, what's against you. Surrendering in the dreams through Pisces energy. Behind the scenes. This external energy is having a secret eclipse through their own cosmos of the mentality of their spiritual realm. Oh my gosh. Do not let someone tell you they can cut the cord. They can't cut your cord from a soulmate or twin flame contract. It wasn't made by man and nobody sits that high. Not even you. I love you guys so much. What they want to talk to this person about you is make an effort getting to know each other. They want them to get to know you. You deserve to be loved. Soulmate. You deserve a loving soulmate. You've just been in separation on the engagement of the honeymoon and true love. Ooh. So these ancestors are telling this person, boy, they're really hyping them up too. They're like, well, you were just separated with them for just to see what they wanted in life and just to see what you wanted in life. And once you both see what you both wanted in life, once you get together, you're thinking yourself, well, this has been what I have wanted the whole time. What's this person going to see in Leo after they shadow work spiritually? The low vibes makes you guarded. And these soulmates that vibe low, you were in the cycle. You're guarded. That's the star. That's the star that they're going to find that's inside the lantern, and it's going to make them transition. You went in there and literally turned their light on. Like, let's go. Be at peace. With a new perspective, a whole new urge of creation on a level of strategicy, the right thing to do. Strategic communication, King and the Queen of Swords, sparking the interest of emotion, being heartbroken. So what's the King and the Queen of Swords relationship right here? Well, that's the one that's ending. It's the challenge, the conflict, the drama, the competition, the strife, the jealousy. Let them be jealous. This person's figuring out it's not their problem. And just because they have a circle that is jealous of what they're doing, it shouldn't keep them from rising another spiritual level. Don't ever hold yourself down. Woo! Rise up, they said. Where's the divine feminine right here? Tower. Boom, shakalaka. Shocking revelation, an unwanted change, a collaboration. Shockingly working together peacefully. Let's go. She will. If it was brought to her on a spur of a moment and her masculine looked desperate and said, come on, let's go, she would go. That's the shocking revelation. Shockingly to her, she would go. She would go break off those layers that hasn't shed. She'd fucking rip the skin off of it is what she's going to do with it. To make an effort, you have to have an effort to make, right? To give a fuck, you got to have a fuck to give. Something like that. Where's the masculine before we clarify anything else right there? The sun is in reverse. He didn't see it. He wasn't spiritually awakened. He didn't see the light until the Queen of Wands coming from. Woo! King of Pentacles following through. Being unemotionally fulfilled. Carries a burden on the contract. Okay, so this masculine is learning no longer they need to be feeling sorry for themselves because the feminine is not it's a hard knock life with this divine feminine. It's not that she's cold-hearted, just not everybody gets it. It's confusion on the reflection to analyze the soulmate. It's like this masculine, he has to have a permission slip by the feminine. It's like she has to say, okay, look at that. It's a strategic thought of what you got three kings. You got the King of Wands, King of Cups, and King of Swords. The only king that's left is this King of Pentacles right here. And that's a challenge because you know why? Because this masculine knows that this feminine can meet him on any corner in his own energy at any time. King of Pentacles, 5 swords. King of Wands, 5 swords. Wow. What does he think about this divine feminine in the reading now? High Priestess and the Hermit. She's not talking to him through her lips, but she sure is talking to him in his sleep. She's talking to him through his intuition when he goes to lunch, when he wakes up in the morning. He's like, can I hear her talking? Yeah, you sure can. The moon, that's behind the scenes, 2 cups. That's a secret soulmate, secret love. Oh my goodness. Someone is secretly falling in love with you. They didn't know it was coming, and you're not going to know it's coming if you're the feminine. But you're going to collaborate with it. You're going to be, yeah, I've been feeling this for a long time, but you've never said anything. And there's the King of Wands and the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands is in reverse. This is a masculine resolving a situation to be emotionally balanced independently, because he knows that's what the feminine wants him to do. Because once he starts loving himself, these rotten apples will start falling off. The Fool. And that's when they're going to have a new beginning, be able to sit out and appreciate the summer solstice right here. Transformation, a cosmic trigger, a catalyst for change. Oh my goodness. Where are these two going to go? This is an eloping. This is like an eloping. Allowing the cord to disconnect itself. Feeling comfortable after the situation is resolved. The King of Wands justifying the masculine doing what's right. Independent devil. It's their own independent attachment. Gaining that new energy. That new perspective about the Queen of Pentacles. That's a woman in the past. to be able to gain strength, the Emperor. He's no longer worrying about past women. He's no longer caring what the past women are going to think about him. Yep. Right there is what's going to cause him to go through that deep emotional immense transformation. It's going to cause him to go through that intuitive wash. King of Swords. This is an intuitive ascension. The light has turned on. The interest. Ooh. The King of Swords, you know, and the King of Wands with the Death card. You know, when you got Scorpio energy and Death card, that's a very intensive energy. It's not a small energy to be messing with. And this Muslim has said to himself, that's enough. I deserve better than that. And I'm no longer going to tell her what I'm doing. See, before, to get along with her, you know, they might even have kids together, but that's not even his worry anymore. He knows that the kids are old enough to know who he is, and he's allowed to show up at any time, even if it's got to show up at grandma's house. But anyway, he's intuitively ending this. He's not connecting with his Queen of Pentacles anymore. He's intuitively ending this to where his ancestors are going to end it for him. That way he don't get in trouble. This is a Pisces eclipse. This is a hidden, behind-the-scenes, spiritual, emotional eclipse. When the sun and the moon come together and kiss in secret. You understand me what I'm trying to say? And look. It come with the solar eclipse and the Fool. With the Queen of Wands and the sun in reverse. The light. You know, when you ain't got the light screwed in all the way. Well, it's not going to shine as bright. So, let's see. Where is the Divine Feminine? Let me see. What would the Divine Feminine say to this Divine Masculine today if she had a chance? Unfocused. This Queen of Pentacles is taking the focus off. It's focus drainage. Not being able to focus on emotions. So start all over. Initiate a small contract. She wants him to go ahead and make a wish. Because it's bringing the vibe low. The wish that he has made has brought the vibe low down. He can't free. He can't free himself until they acknowledge that he knows the truth. She's telling him, go ahead and tell the Divine the truth that you know. You don't have to tell the Queen of Pentacles, but the Divine wants you to know. The Divine wants to know that this Queen of Pentacles drained your focus. But you blame yourself too. Where's the Divine Feminine Leo there? Queen of Pentacles, 8 Pentacles. She's manifesting her contract, indeed. Heartbroken. With a new perspective, a new energy. She's turning pain into power, baby. The Death card. She's transitioning the energy. In celebration. She's like, yes. She's sitting back and drinking tea, baby. Is what she doing. Well, where's the masculine when it comes to the Queen of Pentacles and the 8 Pentacles in reverse? For the love of the Queen of Wands. Celebrating, coming together, reconsidering shockingly. This masculine says, you're going to see. You're going to see. You'll see where we go to find peace. He doesn't even want to tell the feminine. So what is on the masculine's mind when it comes to the feminine? Well, don't ever correct on earth what needs to be corrected in heaven. Spiritually balanced. Cause versus effect. The truth shall set you free. Figuring out why he is in his life now because of where he's been all his life. Queen of Cups, Cancer energy. This masculine could be a Cancer, Libra. What is this Queen of Cups? What is this Queen of Cups energy actually justifying? The world. To the end of the world with you, Leo. Look at that. Ending of a cycle. It all ends with you. Oh my gosh. This masculine is very comfortable, unemotionally fulfilled. He regrets not opening up spiritually to be free. He is almost regretting that he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He feels like he was late. You're never late. It just means you got a couple more lessons to learn. Where is this feminine emotionally when it comes to this masculine? Where's her emotions? She too is unemotionally fulfilled because she's the one that was ignored. And that's what their ancestors want to talk to them about. Why are you feisty? You're the one that ignored them. And that's what changed everything. This was a spiritual destiny. This feminine feels unemotionally fulfilled, at an emotional distaste. Justified. This would have changed everything. She said that everything would have changed if they would have took a risk with me in the past. It's a justified spiritual soulmate freedom on the offer to regret. She's telling herself, if I'm the one, then they shouldn't feel bad about it, right? Where's the masculine here emotionally with the feminine? Said it's not time. Not assessing peacefully. He can't assess it peacefully. It's something he can't look at in the face. Because he's the one that has to move. It's an independent relocation. Where's he going? 8 swords. The confusion. They're going to be confused until this reflection comes on. They have to do some shadow work. It's an ultimatum. They're looking to see what the ultimatum is to be able to work together. The 3 Pentacles. Alone. Shockingly in love. They do not want you around anybody they know. And they know that you don't want them around anybody you know. They're reading that through your intuition. Is that what you're talking about? The King of Wands. On an intuitive level of the Lovers. I got you. You guys got your own Morse code. Ain't even connected good yet. This masculine says, my love for you, feminine, is going to shock the shiznix out of you. And this is why she's saying she's reconsidering the low vibe. She's like, okay. And he's telling her, you're not going to think of me as the same. So what's in the tower? He's going to tell her he's sorry for taking his emotions out. That's the 8 Cups. That's truth about why they emotionally walked away. They took a stand to see it for what it was, and now they celebrate. They want to come together with you in comfort. Initiate a small contract without support. The enlightenment of transition. They know that you will not give them a chance until you see them change. Until you see how much they've changed. The sun is now in the upright. Here's the Death card and the 5 Wands. They're no longer connected to dramified people, dramified circle. That moon is in reverse. The secrets are out. Look at this. This is your yin to your yang right here. They want to let the secret out that they've been holding in for maybe 4 years. A plan and preparation to turn their back on that heavy load. The heavy load is connecting to the Queen of Swords with the Chariot, leaving it behind for good without knowing what they're analyzing successfully. They're not going to be telling this Queen of Swords anything else. Because that's where all the stress is going to be released. The initiation of an interest to release the stress, anxiety, and sleepless nights. The masculine says the less this Queen of Swords knows, the better off they are. Where's the divine feminine here? She's the only true friend he got. Clarifying emotional trust at a dead end because of the challenges. She is going to see what the masculine is still allowing in his circle. Masculine, you got to clean that out. You got to clean your car out, your cabinets, get it all cleaned. Yeah, here comes the Emperor. Abundifying. Making that final and firm decision, the breaker 1-9, to control his emotions for his Queen of Wands. To come together. It's obsessive, emotional, at a dead-end argument, stressing what they don't see in the circle, trusting that it'll clarify after they reconsider the interest in communication. This masculine wants to tell the feminine, he's going to say, like, look, honey, I ain't had nothing to do with these people for years, but it's for some reason they just keep following. And he knows the feminine's not going to want to talk about his exes, and she knows he's not going to want to talk about hers. But it's a conversation that's got to be had. Because they're not the ones that's asking for it to come to them. But guess what? It's only a spiritual lesson to see if you fall back on it. Following through with the soulmate. Or are you going to come back together with the twin flame karmic? Where do you feel most comfortable? That's what they're saying. Wow. Where's the divine masculine here? Emperor, 10 Pentacle. Oh, they have abundified their emotional thoughts of let's go. That's emotional. Look at this. His only interest is in that one feminine. And that's the path of interest. At a dead end. Deception. Interfering with the soulmate. Emotional control. Intuitive. He's got to control his circle by his higher self. He can't go out there and tell them, hey, you can't come over to my house no more. Is what he's going to do. He's going to talk to his higher self. He's going to say, help, self, can you help me? Can you release anything that won't allow me around my feminine? I'm really, really interested in her. And I would like to put that judgment cross on the front of her car right there, making that final and firm decision in my emotional thoughts. She is the only thing that he thinks about at least 7 times a day. Maybe every time he pours a drink. Why don't this masculine go ahead and move forward? Good. Why don't he come forward to the feminine and just leave it all behind? Well, the star is here. He has just now figured out the truth. It's 5 swords. He just now seen it for what it was. It was challenges that he was bringing amongst himself. Conflicts, drama. When he got rid of the drama, the truth showed up. What was the truth that showed up? 6 Pentacles, 7 Wands. That he had to level with the stance. He had to level with the battle that he chose. 4 Pentacles, 4 Swords. And then he had to step back because he didn't know the truth yet. The truth was still hidden. So to find peace and contentment, he has to bring the Tower. The Tower is going to come when he walks up to this feminine and say, and the Sun, the enlightenment on the Knight of Pentacles. He's going to tell her, you've been her the whole time. Can we work together? Here's the Queen of Pentacles. He's asking the feminine, can we work together? In destiny. He's going to give all the money to the Queen of Pentacles. She's the one the masculine manifested. The 7 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. She's the one that brought the emotional confusion. The Hangman now getting a different support for the feminine to spiritually balance the perspective, the King of Wands, the world. She will be the Fool and the contract. This feminine, if this masculine can connect with this feminine, he's not connecting with anyone else. He's still telling these people, leave him alone. But if he can get connected to this feminine, these people will see him connecting to her, and they'll leave him alone. Their devils can't come around her. She's protected. It's like putting the finishing touches on the masculine, the feminine herself. Perfecting her own wish. Let's prove it. What wish is being perfected? Look. Spiritual friend. Trusting in the divine. After a dead end. Immaturely clarifying soulmate destiny. She manifested for the masculine to find his soulmate destiny that would force him to trust in the divine. And that's the awakening. King of Pentacles, yeah. Whatever he followed through with, left him hanging. That's going to be the King of Pentacles. And here's the Queen of Swords and the 8 of Cups. She was a very cold woman. No emotions. She was also wearing a mask. And that's where he's seeing the true colors of the Strength card in reverse. He's actually seeing who is draining his spiritual energy. You know, when you're drained here on earth, you don't have spiritual energy to pull from. And that's when the cycle is going to end. To go within, to find peace and contentment in what they're looking for some truth and clarity, some sort of sign. This Emperor, 6 Swords, to move forward victoriously, away from the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. That's a karmic marriage. That's the cycle that they have to end to find their true love, to find that one cup. What's going to surprise the feminine here? Well, it's a plan and preparation of a foresight. You think that it's an immature offer. No, it's not. This masculine is ready to invest. It's assessing the investments of a follow-through. This masculine wants to come in and do a check-in to this feminine. It's a reflection without going. They didn't go forward with you before, but they're going to drive the boat this time. The Six of Swords in reverse, not divinely guided before, until they reflected on it. They didn't know that it was divinely guided for them to come with you peacefully until they did some shadow work. That's when the shocking revelation of the acknowledgement of this King of Wands, masculine, justifying their emotions in this path of interest in the soulmate get-together. All because of this Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Swords, there's her mask. It's what caused him to clearly see where he stands in communication, weighing heavy, quickly weighing heavy in the argument, heartbroken, leaving it all behind for the offer to be able to trust in the soulmate destiny of what you know through your faith, hope, balance, renewal. This person knows that they belong with you in a spiritual realm. Their exes don't like it, their family don't like it, and you don't give a fuck. I love you guys. Ciao.